multi-tools are very useful. They can help you. In nature, you probably don't really need one of these. To be quite honest with you, I've lived out in the woods for a long time, and I didn't really need a knife. I mean, you can do a lot of things without actually knives, believe it or not. But if you're dealing with things, let's just say in a city environment, you live someplace that's natural, but the civil or the city, you know, is encroaching, you have to be able to cut things, especially if you're trying to do what we call recon, search and rescue, or things like that. This can help you. This is very useful. And it has all the tools designed in it basically in one device. So, like I said, I thought I'd go ahead and put this up. I think I did a review once of this already, but because of the video quality wasn't that great, you know, my camera fogged up or something, I don't remember. But yeah, this is basically, I got this in trade. Well, I don't know, I guess is, what would you call it? What would you call that if you help somebody, but you don't expect anything in return, but they offer, and you ask, and, well, here it is. So I got this at Menards, and like I said, I've used this several times, because this is my third one. The first one I got, like I said, I found it, and I kind of used it a while. I cleaned it up, oiled it, it was weathered and kind of damaged. And then I found out that Lowe's and some of the other stores here carry this, and I can, if something happens to it, they'll exchange it. They used to. And so I got another one, but the one I liked, you know, once I got the new one, I started using it. It kind of grew on me. This one's pretty useful. It don't weigh that much, like I said, after we get it out of the box. So that's what we're going to do. Give me a minute, and we'll open this up, and I'll go over a few things with you. And this is pretty useful. It has just your basic, probably tools that you just need in any application other than your main blade. If you use knives, some people don't. Some people just have, you know, whatever's laying around they can cut something with. Let's see. Pretty much getting this out of the box. I tried to do this without scissors one time. It didn't work well. But what I recommend always is try to find the best spot on the box in case it doesn't work out for you. You need to take it back. Always trying to find it pretty much on the bottom or something. That way, in case you have to, you know, take this back, exchange it, or it has a, what we call a manufacturer's faux pas. Is that French? Yeah. Or, you know, it doesn't work out for you, and you can take it back. If there is one in, you know, if there's one in stock, you can exchange it. So I just cut the bottom. There you go, slides right out. And because the one I seen that was damaged when I found it on the side of the road, I already know what parts of this tool are probably going to go first. And so what I recommend doing is, when you get this out of the box, it comes with a pretty nifty little sheath. I like this tool, I really do. I was pretty impressed by it. I've used tools my whole life, you know, from being from an electrician to working on a farm to doing for you know, search and rescue, from being a first responder, basically ministry type stuff. It's not that heavy, it's form-fitting, it's pretty durable. This isn't the one that you can, and you can sharpen this if you know how to sharpen tools. If it does get dull, you can probably sharpen it. I haven't got that far, but I do have a sharpener that probably would fit in there and fix that up. But if you get this out of the box, okay, what you'll see is right off the bat, you have pliers. You have a cutting tool, you have needle nose, you have an actual pair of pliers here with a, you know, kind of like a makeshift pair of vice grips. It's spring loaded. It has a pair of cutters right here. So we have needle nose, grippers, pliers, cutters right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 things this can do just right there. Now, and it comes kind of oiled from the factory, but what I do recommend is just go ahead and soak this in an organic based oil, you know, olive oil, grape extract of some sort, pressed, you know, hemp oil, anything, I mean, that's organic works well, because you might have to use this for, you know, eventually cutting something, well, we might use for food on the fly. So right off the bat, I recommend just soaking this in oil, because there are parts of this tool that will rust, because like I said, I seen that one that was laying on the side of the road that had been exposed and ran over a few times, so I know what this can take, because I got it from, like I said, we did what we call a reverse product review. We found one. It was left at a site, you know, had been sitting in the road. It was rusted, been ran over a few times, so we know what damage this can take. I turned that back in, and they were cool enough to give me a new one, but something happened to that new one, and like I said, I can't really quite place what happened to it. I either left it somewhere, or I was using it and someone snagged it off of me, because they're prone to doing that. But right out of the box, I'm going to explain to you, the sheath's pretty decent. It's got a, you know, one-way and two-way. You got this way, and then you got one that goes this way. The sheath's all right. Like I said, I mean, if you don't really like it, you can make your own if you're, you know, capable of doing that. Some people aren't. But this is what you get right out of the box. You got 4 kinds of, 1, 2, 3, 4 types of pliers. Okay, and you got the sheath. Now what we do is, this has a locking mechanism on it, and I haven't done this in a while, so I would recommend oiling this though, because that will extend your life. So it has what we call a flip thing. It's spring loaded. It has a lock. So we have the basic knife blade. This thing is very sharp. It will hurt you if you don't know what you're doing. So, you know, take care. Like I said, I haven't used it in a while, but you should oil this because it is kind of stiff. Yeah, this is not actually oiled. So as we open these up to kind of go into it, you know, slotted driver. We go over the details because some of this stuff I wasn't quite sure about. I was like, what the heck is that? So let's just go over the details real quick. It says it's a, well, it's a multi-tool, of course. Suspension multi-plier. So what we have is, overall length is 6 inches. Okay. Closed length is 3.5, basically. Weight, it's about 9 ounces. Okay, so we have stainless steel titanium nitride, fully locking outboard components as ballistic nylon sheath. Let's get on with what it does. So we have needle nose pliers, which we already went over that. We have pinch style wire cutters. Well, okay. Well, we already went over that, right? We have fine edge blade. We already went over that. We have a serrated edge blade. Okay, so when you close this up, by the way, that's how I recommend doing it. So we have the fine edge blade. Watch out, don't hurt yourself. And these blades do lock. So we have fine edge blade. Let's go over this. I hope I do this right. Serrated edge blade. Alrighty, where is that one at? Hang on. You got to dig for that one. Okay, so I'm taking that one's serrated edge blade. We have a saw. That would be the saw. See it? Saw. Phillips head screwdriver. This thing right here actually comes in pretty handy. And it fits most of them. The way that's what I liked about it. This one beats my Leatherman because the fact it's pretty much all in one piece. And then we have that again, of course. I don't know what that does. We'll figure it out in a minute. But this will fit pretty much all of them that are Phillips head. The reason why I like this is because my Leatherman, it comes off. That means you're going to lose parts. Not good at that. I lose things, if you haven't noticed. So we have Phillips head screwdriver. Go ahead and, be careful, don't cut yourself. Right? Then we have a small flat head screwdriver. That would probably be this thing. We call this a slotted driver, by the way. We don't call it a flathead, we call it a slotted driver, but I'm sure people are offended by that word. We have a medium flathead screwdriver. Okay, wait a minute. Small slotted screwdriver. Oh, okay, yeah. The small one, and then we have the medium one. See, that's the small one. And once again, there's those little things on the end. I guess that's just to kind of open it up. Then we have medium. Now we have a bottle opener with a can opener on it. See, this one right here, this comes in really handy for me because I like drinking beer. So we have a can opener, yes, and sometimes I eat out of a can. I don't like to eat out of cans. I can't stand the way that stuff tastes. All right, now here's where we're getting on to what I really need. Scissors. We need scissors. I use a lot of scissors. And the scissors on here are actually pretty good. Now, if you put this in your sheath, you put this in a sheath and you lay on it, or you go to sleep a few times, it will actually bend this a little bit, and you're going to end up screwing the scissors up, because that was my other thing that I had a problem with. So they have scissors. See them? Scissors. And they're pretty good. I mean, these are some of the better ones. Be careful, you'll cut yourself. And it comes with a lanyard hole. That could come in for, you know, making cordage and pulling something, or, you know, with cordage on it or carrying something. And like I said, this needs to be oiled. So, once again, like I said, and on the side, you see these locks right here? Have these locks. So you have to push this down in order to push this, well, to push these down. And I always got in trouble because it wasn't oiled that good. And once you oil it, it works better with your thumb, because otherwise you're going to be tearing up your nails and stuff. So you'll have to oil this, and it'll work better. At first, when it comes out of the box, it's kind of primitive. You know, it's not quite finished. You have to oil this. So what I'm going to do is soak this in oil. Like I said, I got some grape extract, and I got some other stuff. You can either, you know, I recommend you just use something organic. But as far as that concerns, basically you have just needle nose pliers, pinch style wire cutters, fine edge blades, serrated edge blades, saw, Phillips head screwdriver, small flathead driver, a medium flat head driver, bottle opener, can opener, scissors, lanyard hole, and the some people ask me, well, hey man, where's the awl at? Well, I mean, use your brain there for a minute. If you need an awl, you would use the small one right here. See? That's your awl. If not, use a nail like everybody else. Alright, so we're getting low on light. But anyhow, in this modern day and age, we have a little bit more of a, well, better shot at utilitarian devices. Oh, it's getting moldy. Alright. So, here's the knife that kind of goes with this. I'm not really fond of the sheath, but so when you get done, you're going, well, hey Glenn, what is this going to run me? Okay, well, it didn't run me anything, because every time I get compensated for things, it's usually for, you know, reward or in trade or something. And yeah, they paid for it, and it's made in China, so technically I didn't fabricate these. The Chinese did. And I don't know why they're being made in China, because I thought that Gerber, well, once again, we have a problem, right? So anyhow, here's the companion knife that goes with this. So you have your multi-tool, and you have a basic companion knife, and this is the hunting one. I'm not a hunter, but I did like the knife, okay? I did think the knife was, oh God, it's moldy. I haven't used it in a while. So here's the knife that goes with it. So basically you just have a, you know, basic blade. That's all this is. That's all it is. It's just a basic blade. And then you have a basic multi-tool. And I thought these were, you know, these were a good combination. I was like, okay. And I didn't know they made these until, like I said, I got this a few months ago, and it was on sale. So basically what it's going to run you, if you want to purchase these items, I got this at a sporting goods place. Somebody gave me some, I can't remember if they gave me a gift card for something. A gift card. So I went and got this from, I think, a sporting goods place called Dick's. Can I say that on YouTube? Can I say Dick's on YouTube without getting banned? But yeah, this is the, I got this from Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm not a real fan of the sheath, but the knife is sufficient. Like I said, I'm not a hunter, okay? But if I had to, I would have to, I'm sure. So here's the knife, and then here's the multi-tool that goes with it as a companion. So basically it's going to fit something like this if you wear it on your belt. And that's the problem. See, if you're going to wear something, it should match, right? I mean, it should fit form. It should kind of go together. And so you have a multi-tool, and you have your knife. And this would actually probably right about here. So that actually would fit good. See how it goes like that? Okay, so that's what you're looking at if you were to wear this. But most of the time, what I do is I can't wear this when I go to the city because they'll try to hit me for wearing a weapon. These aren't weapons, these are tools. And I try to explain that to the city people, that these are not weapons, these are tools. This actually is listed as a tool. This is listed as a tool. So when you deal with folks that, excuse me, citizens, that's what they go by. They say they're citizens or civil rights activists or something. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't quite figured out what they are. But where I'm from, we call each other folks or people or kinsmen or neighbor or something. But here's what it's going to look like when you actually get it all, the rundown. Okay? These are basically nylon sheaves, but you know, you can change it up if you want to and figure out a better way to combine these if you could. But this is the actually running pattern that I use. This is the knife and this is the multi-tool. I always do it like that. I prefer this one. Out of all the multi-tools I've ever used, there's one little small one that I dig. And like I said, I've used Swiss Army knives before. The only one I like is the Boy Scout one. And it has, you know, it's kind of like a cross between the Field Master and the Mountaineer. But it has a couple other things on it that most knives wouldn't have from a Swiss Army knife. You know, your basic, hey, I can just get these anywhere. You know, they're minister knives. You know what I'm saying? They're like I said, they're haberdasher knives. And that's actually would be a minister. You know, somebody that can do cordage, cut something, tweezers, you know, that kind of stuff. But this is a pair of pliers, and if you had to, yeah, this is fine enough that you could use it to tweeze something. I think that's what my ex used to say. She used to go, you don't pluck, you tweeze. Whatever that means. So, this is what it looks like in its companion form. So you have the knife, and you have the multi-tool. And like I said, I always recommend in this modern day and age, so you have a knife and a multi-tool. This is the same brand. Well, maybe the sheath will grow on me eventually. I'm not really a fan of the button, but I could see why they did it. It's kind of low-key, but anyhow, what's this going to run me? Okay, well, I got this for $18. I think this is $18 on a gift card, and I got this for $30. So this is $50 right there for your multi-tool and your knife. So 50, but I hate to say bucks. Federal Reserve notes, Treasury notes. You wouldn't say dollars. Like I said, dollars are technically silver coins that weigh anywhere from an ounce. If you're using the American standard, if you use the actual old school United States standard, that's going to be 0.75 of an ounce, 3/4 of an ounce. One's a little bit smaller. The people use a smaller scale. The Americans, which I think are using a larger standard under the Danes law or something, which is going to be an actual ounce or a troy ounce or the British ounce. Okay? So, if you're using a dollar here in the States, you're going to be, that's a silver coin. That's 50 silver coins. So anyhow, 50 reserve notes, I think. This was a gift store credit or a gift store card, whatever you want to call it. This was in trade, so I didn't pay anything for this. This was in trade, so I didn't. Anyway, that's my recommendation, and that's all I got to post and share with the wonderful world of whatever they call the internet these days. They change the name all the time. It's YouTube. No, it's something else. Or it's the internets. Or it's freedom of speech. Actually, technically, this isn't freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is when me and you communicate in real time. See, this is actually recorded. But, anyhow, like I said, it's good to have a good blade and a multi-tool. That's it. But as for some of the other stuff that Gerber makes, I've looked around. I kind of speculated at the fact that it would be useful for what I do. And this right here is pretty much going to be, you know, that's it. Anyhow, but yeah, like I said, as far as what we got going on in modern day and age, and trying to fit in between both worlds, we call it the city, and then we call it the country, or natural. I said naturally, you probably wouldn't need this stuff. But now that we have what we call city type things and all this other lucrative technological advances because of manufacturing and warfare and welfare, and a bunch of people who don't know how to responsibly use material, I recommend that you at least have a multi-tool and a blade, at bare minimum, and ability to make fire. Everything else is kind of, you know, you might not even need shelter anymore because there's a whole bunch of buildings around. At least have one pot so you can boil water. I mean, that's pretty much it. And if it gets cold, do what the animals do. Try to migrate somewhere where it's warmer. And if it gets too hot, go somewhere cooler. That's it. That's all I got. Anyhow, thanks for sticking around with me. There it is. Sorry, my videos are getting worse. But, I don't know, I think I'm just kind of getting bored with it, to be honest with you. But, I think the information would be useful. But, yeah, this is, like I said, for what it's worth, what I got it for. But when you get this stuff out of the box, make sure you oil it. Because it comes with a little bit of a glaze on it. But it's not oiled. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Glenn Monroe, the Roman gnome / Norwegian elf that migrated from Gothenburg, Sweden, via England / Ireland / how did they get here? They probably came through Chicago, right? Via Quebec or Toronto. Came down the Hudson. Yeah, I think that's how we got here on my dad's side. My mom's side, they know everything. You know, it's like, yeah, she knows it. Anyhow, see you guys later. Thanks for putting up with my dumbass stuff. And leave a comment, subscribe. Respect your elders, honor your folks, and take care of your brothers and sisters. And remember, keep it simple and keep it natural if you can. I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Oh, God, I'm getting old.